Welcome to Creator's Head Studio. I'm Tom Arcu, feature film producer, director, screenwriter, and novelist.
And I'm John Colton, creator of ColtonComics.com and writer of Paul Bunyan versus Dracula.
Amazing. You have done it. You have Paul Bunyan versus Dracula. You've done it in terms of having your first comic book of the series. It's ready, it's made, you got it on Indiegogo. I've got questions. I've got a reaction to the trailer, which is wow. Good job. Your team member who did that captured some awesome moments. By the way, what are you happy about with your trailer?
Well, it was done by my friend Mark Lurcher, who did a phenomenal job. And
Yes.
I asked him for a 10-second trailer,
Oh,
but he likes the material so much. He dedicated his time and he kind of wrote this whole new trailer. It was this whole new thing.
right.
And I was just totally blown away by it. It had excellent pacing
Sure. It built.
and really kind of keyed people in on some of the ideas. Thought the music was great, and then I liked that it had a little bit of suspense,
Oh, sure.
especially that you don't see Paul Bunyan in the trailer.
Well, that
But
was
we
that
have
was a real artistic choice.
some
That was
incredible images that are coming.
well, fantastic. And I'm with you. It was delightful because it was surprising. Cutting on music, cutting on the pacing in terms of the rhythm and all that kind of stuff. It was rather masterful. And I am delighted for you because I'm your friend and I'm excited about what has been accomplished here. So, Paul Bunyan versus Dracula, what inspired this?
I've been wanting to make comics for a long, long time. The way crowdfunding is going,
Hmm.
I no longer have to put together some samples and show them to gatekeepers. I
Ah,
can just show them straight to the audience
yes.
and see if they're interested. That was one key thing. But the thing that inspired it was me and my son were
Mhm.
watching a documentary about the great monsters throughout history. It had Godzilla, it had Frankenstein, it had Dracula. And at some point, my son turns to me and he says, I don't think any of these guys could beat Paul Bunyan.
Aha, okay.
Yeah, that might be a good story there, a good comic book. And I went with Paul Bunyan versus Dracula because
Mhm.
that was the next thing he asked me about.
Mhm.
And he was like, "Who do you think would win, Paul Bunyan or Dracula?"
Right. Who would
Well, I
win?
thought it was intriguing because they're both characters in the tall tale culture and then in literature,
Hmm.
but they're both based on real people. So I thought that was an intriguing aspect.
Sure.
My first reaction was, well, it wouldn't be much of a fight. I thought of the cartoon Godzilla versus Bambi.
Right. I
And
remember it. Especially the curling, uncurling nails at the end. That was strange.
yeah, that was, and so I was thinking of doing like a kind of a one panel Far Side cartoon that
Hmm.
just shows a giant boot with, a black cape
Right.
kind of coming off to the side and, putting Paul Bunyan versus Dracula on there. But
Right.
then I thought about it and I thought, that's really disrespectful to Dracula.
No kidding. Certainly.
Seeing what a great figure that is in
Mhm.
in literature, and how many books have been inspired. And I thought it might be more of a match than I realized at first.
Right.
And so the more I thought about it and what all of Dracula's various powers are,
Right.
and how he can control magic and mess with people's minds,
Right.
I thought, you know what? This would actually be a fight.
Certainly. Controlling weather, controlling animals, all kinds of things. He's got a whole toolkit or weapons belt at his disposal. So he is formidable. So I
Yeah,
think
we get to see all of his tools throughout the course of the comic. And so it's a lot of fun.
excellent, excellent. Every project has a challenge. Is there some challenge that you'd like to share with us at the moment?
Well, the first problem was I knew I was new to crowdfunding space.
Okay.
And so I wanted to have a complete comic. We've got 52 pages now
Hmm.
that we're ready to share with the world.
Excellent.
And that was a bit of, like, let's see, how many pages can we do within a certain amount of time?
Got it.
And how can we get them paid for?
Hmm.
And, basically, I've been driving Uber, driving Lyft,
Yay Uber,
donating
yay Lyft.
plasma,
Oh my God.
doing everything I could to get some extra cash to get this thing going.
So you're telling me
And,
that you
just
gave your life blood for a Dracula project.
blood, sweat, and tears
Yes,
so
exactly.
far, uh, in order to get this comic off the ground. It's there now, and people are
Hmm.
getting excited about it. I'm getting messaged a lot, and people are
Excellent.
signing up on Indiegogo. Really looking forward to doing the actual launch and seeing how it lands.
Share with us how it's going to be a good experience for people who back this project.
The first thing is the book is done.
Right.
Like we've got our
Excellent.
printer lined up,
Hmm.
and so it's not going to be something that you order and then you wonder about.
Right.
Like, my goal is you order the comic and within the next 30 days it's at your door.
Right.
That's the first thing. The second
Yes.
thing is we're building a lot of rewards into this book, a lot of
Yes.
things that are going to be a lot of fun
Hmm.
for comic book fans and for fans of Dracula, things they've never seen before, things they might not expect. And when you see the reward system, it's going to give us even more buzz.
Gotcha. Are there any things that you can hint at the moment?
Uh, Definitely a t-shirt. We're looking at maybe a poster, a toy or two, and some things that I've never seen done before
Excellent.
with Indiegogo or Fund My Comic campaigns. We're really trying to get creative.
Well, you're applying the creativity that you already put into the story and into the work and taking good care of people who back what you're doing. And all that happens next is that it gets printed because it's made, it's ready. And that sounds fantastic. So, any final details that you want to share with our viewers right now?
I'm in talks right now with having a cover artist who
Hmm.
is quite well known do the
Ah,
cover art. So we're going to have multiple covers. Not quite ready to let that cat out of the bag yet, but that's going to be big news coming forward.
okay.
And if you sign up at the pre-launch page, it's no commitment, but you will be notified about the launch that's coming up and everything that's moving forward. So if you want to keep in the know about what's going on with this book, that's where you do it.
Paul Bunyan versus Dracula, this extraordinary thing that begins with a father's love for his son. Thank you so much, John, and thank you for being with us. So remember, here at Creator's Edge Studio, we don't just talk entertainment.
We create it.